Today I am going to start with just a bone blossom seed and grow a fruit on it that is worth over 10 trillion. I will try to get every mutation possible on it. I am really excited for this because bone blossom is the best seed in the game. It also got a secret buff recently, so I really want to see how far I can take this. Alright, let's jump into the journey. I am on the second slot of my garden and I am going to use this opportunity to grow my bone blossom tree on the first slot. I am going to place 7 sleeping beauty mooncats and 1 triceratops. I am going to be ready with my bone blossom seed and then switch the slot when 5 seconds cooldown is remaining on the mooncats. Then I am going to place my seed where most of the cats are sleeping, hoping I can grow really big bone blossom on my first attempt. Well, everything worked except the tree did not grow any fruits. It's okay. I have never done this with the mooncats. It was still worth a try. I am going to remove my last week's spiked mango. If any one of you wants this 3 trillion behemoth, all you have to do is ask. Make sure you join the Discord and comment your username below this video. Alright, while I was busy with the spiked mango, we have our first fruit on the bone blossom tree. Let's check the value of this. 380k, not bad at all. I am ready for the first actual attempt to grow the biggest bone blossom ever. All I am doing is place my mooncats at 1 minute 20 seconds cooldown of triceratops so that mooncats are sleeping when triceratops rams into the tree to grow it. Looks like this time it's 2 cats sleeping together. Let's see, what do we get? Not bad for the first attempt. I am going to check its base value using a magnifying glass. It's 15 million without using any sprinkler and only 2 cats. Not bad at all. By the way, the update is in 5 hours. So admin abuse starts in 4 hours. I need something really good before that. Let's try again. Looks like we got lucky this time. It's 3 cats sleeping together. Since this looks so good, I am going to use a master sprinkler too. I was expecting bigger, but this is a time-consuming process. You don't get giant bone blossoms in your second attempt. I checked its value and this was 17 and 19 million. I kept doing this for the next 2 hours. I also added a second bone blossom tree to have better chance of growing a big one. And finally I got something worth showing you guys. It was just 2 cats sleeping and I got lucky. Wow, this looks huge. Let me check its value. 206 million. Nice, this is worth keeping, but I think I am going to get even a bigger one. I kept at it for another 2 hours and then suddenly I saw the crystal event starting. This is the first time I am seeing this event. It was the start of admin abuse. So change of plans. We are going to collect mutations first and then make a giant bone blossom and transfer mutations on it later. How do we collect mutations, you ask? I am going to use carrots. I am going to fill my garden with carrots so that I have the maximum chance of collecting rare mutations. Some of these mutations are extremely hard to get. So having more than 200 carrots is a minimum. Trust me, 200 is less if you want to get every mutation. Now you can use tomatoes instead of carrots, but carrots are unique because triceratops does not ram carrots. That means I can still grind my bone blossom even if carrots are there in my garden. I did not get any mutations from the crystal event. Probably because I was not prepared. So let's prepare for the rest of the admin abuse. It's a special one because there is a celebrity guest coming. So I am hoping this admin abuse is going to be unlike any other we have seen before. Good for us because we need as many mutations as possible. I am going to reclaim the 2 bone blossom trees so that I can focus completely on capturing mutations. And then I am going to fill the whole garden with carrots. I already purchased more than 2,000 carrot seeds for this specific purpose. I hope this will be enough. Fingers crossed. Look, so many random people are here to check am I doing. They think I must be stupid or something. But they have no clue what I am about to cook. Can you guess how many carrots is this? It's taking so long to load. Finally Jandal is here. Coming in with a banger, 100x alien invasion event. What I did not know, there was an animation when you get the alien-like mutation. This looks so cool. I am going to favorite all of these for now. Not bad, looks like 7 of my carrots got the alien-like mutation. Look, it's the floating Jandal event. I haven't seen this one in a while. If you didn't know, you can get the heavenly mutation from this event. Only a 5x multiplier. Not a big multiplier like the alien-like, but still getting this one is rare. Back to back another event. Looks like we have to make a choice. I am going to go with Chicken Rain because Disco is quite common in chocolate. I can easily get using chocolate spray. This is the second time I have seen this event. So this one is rare too. Looks like we got the fried and heavenly mutations on our carrots too. What did I say? Disco is common. Jandal really loves the DJ Jai. If there is a admin abuse that is common every week, it has to be Disco. Still, the Disco bee is so overpriced. Anyways, I got the Disco mutation. I am not complaining because this is a 125x multiplier. Look, it's my favorite one, the black hole event. This is a 135x multiplier and it is one of the hardest mutations to get. Last time it took me 3 black hole events to get the void touched mutation. Let's see if I can get it this time. Sadly, it looks like I did not get the void touched mutation. I knew I should have planted more. Next time I am doubling the amount of carrots I plant. I hate when I don't get the rare and big mutations. It looks like it's finally time for the main event. The guest appearance. I hope it goes crazy from here. The clothes for our guest did not render. This looks so funny. I am not going to restart my game because I might miss a few important mutations. So bear with our naked guest. Wow, this first new event goes crazy. We have a new mutation called Sub-Zero. Jandal knows how to show off. We have another new mutation and this one is called Jackpot. What the F is this? It's raining ice cubes with shock on them. Third new mutation event? This one is called Blitz Shock. Crazy, a 4th new mutation event. The animation for this one is too good. This one is called Touchdown. I am surprised they were able to cook so much in just a week. Let's hope I was able to capture all these new mutations on my carrots. Some of these might be a one-time thing made for this specific event. I got the Jackpot, Blitz Shock, Sub-Zero, and Touchdown mutation. The only thing I did not get from the admin abuse is the one from the Crystal event and Black Hole event. I don't even know what mutation you get from the Crystal event. That one is new too. The admin abuse got over. While I was checking out the new update, there was another Crystal event. Lucky I was prepared this time. I activated almost all the crystals on the map. It turns out you get Celestial and Aurora mutations from this event. That's awesome because now I don't have to wait for the Meteor Shower event anymore. Look, I also tested to show you guys that Triceratops don't get affected when you have carrots in your garden. My garden is full of carrots, yet my Triceratops army is not ramming them. That is why carrots are the best plants to capture mutations. Now I need to move all these mutations from so many carrots to a single carrot. The best pet for this job is the Spinosaurus. What Spinosaurus does is picks up mutations from multiple fruits and then moves all of them to a favorited fruit. So I will unfavorite all the carrots and leave 5 favorited carrots. I chose 5 just for safety's sake. I don't want to lose important mutations. I have an army of 4 Spinosaurus and 4 Mimic Octopus. I will leave them for a few hours to do the job. It's not so easy as it sounds like. First of all, the process is extremely slow, especially when you have so many mutated fruits. So I clean up most of it manually. Then there was a major issue, that I was not able to move the fried mutation. The moment Spinosaurus picks it up and moves it, it would disappear. So I had to leave all the carrots with the fried mutation as it is for now. You can see my 5 main carrots with all the important mutations. Also, I removed the 4 Spinosaurus and replaced them with my 2 T-Rex. It's more safe with T-Rex because mutations won't disappear if he can't spread the mutation to multiple crops. Whereas when using Spinosaurus, mutations can disappear even if he is not able to spread it. Alright, I left a few carrots with the shock mutation so I can use the new pet Reiju to get the static mutation. I think 2 will be enough. Reiju will eat fruits with shocked mutation and mutate 5 other fruits with the static mutation. Let's see how this works. He just ate that carrot and spread static effect to 5 other carrots. Don't worry, as far as I can tell it only eats fruits that are not favorited. Also, the static mutation is different from shocked, so you can have both of them at the same time. The static is at 8x multiplier while shocked is 100x. Alright, I have collected a lot of mutations. Now the only thing I want is a huge bone blossom that is worthy of getting all these mutations. So let's continue where we left off. Using my 7 Sleeping Beauty and 1 Triceratops and Master Sprinkler and the grind. I am going to skip the boring grind directly to my 34th attempt. There were 3 cats sleeping on one spot. This looked like it had potential, so I used my Master Sprinkler. I have used around 10 or more Master Sprinklers already. This looks bigger than anything I have got so far. Let's check its base value. I got a 259 million bone blossom, the biggest one I have got yet. I am not going to lie, my goal was something bigger than 300 million, but this is close to my goal. So this becomes the first bone blossom that I am going to favorite. I kept trying to get something bigger than this. I got nothing close to 250 million in my next 10 attempts. So I finally settled for 259 million bone blossom. Next I let loose my mutation pets starting from Queen Bee, Bear Bee, Polar Bear, Pterodactyl, Corrupted Kitsune, Kappa, Scarlet Macaw, and Chicken Zombie. Now I needed 5 mutations on the big bone blossom so I can convert it into rainbow using the butterfly. Luckily I already had Sandy and Tranquil mutation on it. So just needed 3 more. Also I removed all the smaller bone blossoms so I can focus on the big guy alone. The only mutation I got from the pets was the Windstruck mutation. I replaced the Pterodactyl with Butterfly. The Queen Bee cooldown was almost over, so to save some time I used a Honey Sprinkler and a Wet mutation spray. Thinking I already had 5 mutations, I waited for the Queen Bee cooldown. But then realized Wet and Sandy became clay and I still needed 1 more mutation. So ended up using shock literally at the last second. Butterfly did her magic and I had my 259 million bone blossom converted into rainbow and it was now 13 billion. The first mutation I got on my huge bone blossom was shock mutation from weather event and its value skyrocketed to 1.3 trillion just like that. Next I got the corrupted chakra mutation from the corrupted kitsune. This pet is going to be very costly in the future, maybe as costly as a disco bee, because the corrupted kitsune gives a total of 105x multiplier when combining both the mutations it can give. I got the corrupt mutation from the Zen event. Once the Zen event is over, the only way to get the corrupt mutation would be through a corrupted pet. So make sure you keep 1 pet that has the corrupted mutation. The easiest way would be through the corrupted pet shard. At this point I had replaced almost all mutation pets with T-Rex and Mimic Octopus. Now I am focusing on moving mutations from the carrots to my bone blossom. To do that I just unfavorite one of the carrots and then T-Rex would start moving mutations from that carrot to all fruits. It is a complex process and needs a lot of supervision. But with my 4 Mimic and 2 T-Rex I can almost move 4 mutations every 15 minutes. I have developed a few tricks to make this process smooth, and I will share them with you soon. I used an amber spray on the carrot to test if amber can be transferred like the rest of the mutations. I also wanted to know if the amber will evolve when it is transferred through T-Rex. I left the carrot alone with the T-Rex to devour her, and after 3 hours I had already got Celestial, Cloud Touched, Frozen, Moonlit, Static, Corrupt Fox Fire Chakra and Pollinated. The value of the bone blossom was already above 5 trillion. Amazing. But the problem was some of the mutations were still on the carrot, like fried, amber, and honey glazed. So I developed my first trick to completely move mutations. The first one is keep a few carrots with no mutations in your garden. So that with every T-Rex ability use I am removing the mutation from the source carrot. Otherwise it will take too long to transfer all the mutations because of repetition. This time I was able to completely remove frozen from the source carrot. This process does require you to be involved but is a lot faster in moving mutations. Using this trick and a lot of grind I was finally able to get honey glazed and fried. Yes, I was able to move fried with the T-Rex. Also got the Sandy, Touchdown, Amber, Jackpot, Heavenly, Aurora, Alien-like. I used a tanning mirror to get the sun-dried mutation on my huge bone blossom. But I still needed the verdant mutation to convert this to paradisal. I had already achieved my target of 10 trillion. Anything I get now was above and beyond. I still was curious what was the final value I can get it to, so I kept going on. I used a lot of cooked owls to get burnt mutation on a carrot and then used a T-Rex to transfer it to the big bone blossom. I had my doubts if fried would still remain if I had burnt, and then burnt and clay would get converted into ceramic. But turns out burnt and fried instantly disappeared as soon as I got the ceramic mutation. So basically I wasted so much time getting fried mutation and it was all for nothing. At least I learned something. I got back to moving the remaining mutations to the huge bone blossom. The only remaining one was Sub-Zero and I finally got it too. There were now only a few pet mutations that I needed to get. First I needed all the mutations from Kitsune. Both the Chakra and the Foxfire Chakra mutations. So I set up an alt account with Kitsune and my Mimic Octopus. I also needed Verdant from Scarlet Macaw, Twisted from Pterodactyl and Bloodlit from Kappa. So I put these mutation pets in my garden and then all I had to do was wait. Since my big bone blossom already has wet twice on it. Once in frozen and once in ceramic. Kappa was unable to get it to Bloodlit. So the only way possible is to get wet on carrot and then get Bloodlit. Then use a T-Rex to get Bloodlit from carrot to my bone blossom. While I was trying to get Bloodlit, I just made 14 trillion and my Kitsune applied the Chakra mutation on the huge bone blossom. The Pterodactyl also applied the Twisted mutation on one of the carrots and that got converted into Tempestuous. I used a Trex to move that to the bone blossom. I also crafted a chocolate spray and saved it for the last. For some reason my Scarlet Macaw was not able to apply the Verdant mutation, so I had to bring in an army of Scarlet Macaw. Finally got what I wanted. The only mutation left was Fire Fox Chakra. While I was waiting to get lucky, I literally went through the list of all the mutations on the wiki. From the standard mutations I don't have the Friend Bound and Dawn Bound mutations only. The only reason for that is I don't have any friends and I am very unlucky with pet mutations. In the limited mutations I have all the mutations possible, that is if my Kitsune applies the Foxfire Chakra mutation. In the admin mutations I don't have Plasma, Infected, Radioactive, Galactic, Meteoric and Void Touched. Hope Jandal does more OG mutations in the next admin abuse. I will be prepared. After a lot of wait the Kitsune finally applied the Foxfire Chakra mutation on one of the little bone blossom. I moved it using a T-Rex. I finally applied the chocolate mutation on the bone blossom too. The final value of my bone blossom now reached 15.6 trillion. Can't believe I have been grinding this bone blossom for 3 days now. I was too excited and I wanted to share my happiness. So I went into public server with my 15 trillion bone blossom, asking people if they could guess the value of my bone blossom, they get to keep it. The flex definitely made me feel good. Finally someone said 20 trillion. That was close enough, so I gifted the bone blossom to her. This was the perfect end to my journey to make a 10 trillion fruit, though we overdid a little bit. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you in the next one.